Have you ever felt like your body just can't keep up anymore? Like you're tired all the time, your digestion feels off, and no matter how well you try to eat or sleep, something still feels wrong? Most people over 50 chalk it up to getting older. But what if your body is actually sending you a warning signal and you've been missing it? Because here's the thing, there's a process happening inside your body right now, every single day, that most people never think about. And after 50, it starts to slow down in a way that can quietly affect almost everything: your energy, your mind, your skin, even your mood. And the surprising part, it has nothing to do with your heart, your hormones, or your diet. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share could change the way you think about how your body actually works. Let me ask you something. Do you ever wake up feeling heavy, not just tired, but kind of foggy and sluggish, even after a full night's sleep? Do you notice that your body takes longer to bounce back after a night out, a stressful week, or even just taking your regular medications? Maybe you've noticed that your skin doesn't look as bright as it used to, or that you feel bloated or uncomfortable after meals that never used to bother you. Or perhaps you've had blood work come back showing that your liver enzymes are just slightly elevated, and your doctor said to keep an eye on it. If any of that sounds familiar, you are not alone. In fact, studies suggest that liver function begins a gradual but measurable decline starting in your 50s. The liver is one of the hardest working organs in your entire body. It filters everything. Every medication you take, every glass of wine, every chemical your body produces just from normal daily living. But here's what most people don't realize. After 50, the liver's ability to handle that daily workload starts to quietly diminish. And most people have absolutely no idea it's happening, because in the early stages there are no obvious symptoms, no pain, no clear warning, just a slow, gradual buildup of stress inside one of the most important organs you have. And by the time people notice something is wrong, the process has often been going on for years. Now, doctors have understood for a long time that the liver is central to detoxification. It breaks down toxins, processes medications, filters the blood, and produces bile to help with digestion. But for decades, the question that puzzled researchers was this: why does liver function decline so significantly with age, even in people who eat reasonably well, don't drink heavily, and take care of themselves? It wasn't just about diet. It wasn't just about alcohol. There was something else going on at a cellular level that was accelerating liver stress in people over 50. And when researchers started looking more closely at what was happening inside aging liver cells, they found something that completely changed the conversation. Because here's where things get really interesting. What scientists discovered wasn't just about what people were eating or drinking. It was about something that was disappearing from inside their cells, something the body produces naturally when you're young, but starts to run critically low as you age. And without it, the liver simply cannot do its job properly. Toxins start to accumulate, inflammation builds, cells become damaged, and the downstream effects ripple out across the entire body. Researchers found that by the time most people reach their 60s, levels of this protective compound have dropped by as much as 50% compared to when they were in their 30s. 50%. And most people, and even many doctors, have no idea this is happening. So what is this compound? And more importantly, what can you do about it? Let me explain it, because this is where the real solution begins. The compound researchers kept coming back to is called glutathione. You may have heard of it. It's often called the body's master antioxidant. And for good reason. Glutathione is the primary molecule your liver uses to neutralize toxins. It binds to harmful substances, heavy metals, drug byproducts, alcohol metabolites, environmental chemicals, and helps the body safely eliminate them. Without enough glutathione, your liver is essentially trying to do a very dirty job without the right cleaning supplies. Now, here's the problem. You can't just take glutathione as a supplement and expect it to work. When you swallow it in pill form, most of it gets broken down in the digestive system before it ever reaches your liver cells. So researchers asked, what's the best way to actually raise glutathione levels inside the cells where it's needed most? And the answer they kept arriving at was a compound called NAC. N-acetylcysteine. NAC is what's known as a precursor to glutathione. That means when your body absorbs NAC, it uses it as a direct building block to manufacture glutathione right inside your cells, exactly where it's needed. This is why NAC has been used in hospitals for decades. In fact, it's one of the primary treatments used in emergency medicine for acetaminophen overdose, because acetaminophen, even at high doses, can destroy the liver's glutathione supply rapidly. NAC helps restore it fast enough to prevent permanent damage. But here's what the research is now showing about everyday use for people over 50. Because the liver isn't the only thing NAC is quietly protecting. Now you might be thinking, okay, this sounds like something for people who drink too much or people who are taking a lot of medications, but I want you to stay with me here because what comes next might actually surprise you. Because the decline in glutathione that happens after 50 affects a lot more than just how your liver handles alcohol or medication. Your liver is processing toxins every single moment, not just from what you eat and drink, but from pollution in the air, chemicals in your home, byproducts of normal cellular metabolism, stress hormones your body produces during difficult periods, and even the natural process of your immune system fighting off bacteria and viruses. Every single one of those things requires glutathione to be cleared safely. And here's where things get even more interesting. When the liver is under stress, when it's working overtime and doesn't have enough glutathione to keep up, it starts sending signals throughout the body, signals that look a lot like things people over 50 just accept as normal. Let me walk you through the warning signs because some of them may be very familiar to you. The first and most common sign is persistent fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. When your liver is under oxidative stress, it affects your mitochondria, the energy-producing parts of your cells. You feel tired not because you haven't slept, but because your cells themselves are struggling to produce energy efficiently. This is different from normal tiredness. It's a deep cellular exhaustion that many people describe as feeling like they're running on empty, no matter what they do. The second sign is brain fog and difficulty concentrating. The liver and the brain are more connected than most people realize. When toxins that should be filtered out start to accumulate, even in small amounts, they can cross into the brain and affect cognitive clarity. People notice they can't recall words as easily, they feel mentally slow, or they have trouble staying focused on tasks they used to handle effortlessly. The third sign is digestive discomfort, bloating, nausea, or a sense of fullness after eating. The liver produces bile, which is essential for breaking down fats. When the liver is stressed, bile production can become sluggish and digestion suffers. Meals that used to be fine start causing discomfort. Some people also notice changes in stool color or consistency that they've simply learned to ignore. The fourth sign is skin changes. When the liver can't process toxins efficiently, the skin sometimes becomes a secondary detox pathway. This can show up as dull, yellowish, or uneven skin tone. Some people notice increased sensitivity, itchiness without an obvious rash, or a general lack of the brightness their skin used to have. The fifth sign is sensitivity to medications and alcohol. If you've noticed that you feel the effects of even a small amount of alcohol much more strongly than you used to, or that medications seem to hit you harder and the side effects linger longer, this is often a sign that your liver's detox capacity has diminished. What your body used to process easily is now taking much longer to clear. And the sixth sign, one that often gets completely overlooked, is elevated liver enzymes on a blood test. If your doctor has ever mentioned that your ALT or AST levels are slightly elevated and told you to just monitor them, that's a quiet signal worth paying attention to. It means liver cells are under enough stress to be releasing those enzymes into the bloodstream. It's not a crisis yet, but it's your body asking for help. So why does this happen? Why does the liver become so much more vulnerable after 50? There are several reasons, and they tend to stack on top of each other in a way that creates a real problem. The first reason is age-related decline in glutathione production. As I mentioned earlier, the body's ability to synthesize glutathione drops significantly with age. The enzymes responsible for producing it become less efficient. And without enough glutathione, the liver's ability to neutralize free radicals and toxins is compromised at the cellular level. The second reason is the cumulative medication burden. By the time most people reach their 50s and 60s, they are often taking multiple prescription medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, pain, sleep, or anxiety. Every single one of those medications is processed by the liver. Some of the most commonly used medications, including statins, NSAIDs like ibuprofen, certain antibiotics, and acetaminophen, are particularly demanding on liver glutathione. The more medications you take, the more glutathione your liver has to use, and the faster those reserves run out. The third reason is reduced dietary intake of NAC precursors. NAC is derived from the amino acid cysteine, which is found in high-protein foods like chicken, turkey, eggs, and legumes. Many older adults eat less protein than they need, sometimes because of reduced appetite, dental issues, digestive sensitivity, or simply because they've been told to eat lighter. As protein intake drops, so does the raw material the body needs to make glutathione. The fourth reason is alcohol. Even modest alcohol consumption, a glass of wine with dinner a few nights a week, places a significant demand on liver glutathione. Alcohol is metabolized into a toxic compound called acetaldehyde, and it's glutathione that neutralizes it. Over time, even moderate social drinking can quietly deplete glutathione reserves in ways that compound with everything else. The fifth reason is environmental and oxidative stress. Exposure to air pollution, pesticides, household chemicals, and even chronic psychological stress all generate free radicals that the liver must process. After 50, the body's overall antioxidant capacity declines, and the cumulative burden of decades of environmental exposure begins to show up in liver function. All of these factors together create a perfect storm, and NAC is one of the most well-researched tools available to help address it. So let's talk about what you can actually do, because this is not a hopeless situation. There are practical, well-supported steps you can take to support your liver and help restore glutathione levels. Step 1. Consider NAC supplementation. NAC is available as a dietary supplement and has one of the strongest safety and research profiles of any supplement on the market. It's been studied for decades. The most commonly used doses in research range from 600 milligrams to 1,800 milligrams per day, often taken in divided doses. At lower doses, around 600 milligrams once or twice daily, many people use it for general antioxidant and liver support. Higher doses are used in more specific clinical situations. That said, it's important to speak with your doctor before starting NAC, especially if you are taking blood thinners, nitroglycerin, or medications that affect blood pressure, as NAC can interact with some of these. Step 2. Eat more cysteine-rich foods. The best dietary sources of cysteine, the amino acid your body uses to build NAC, include eggs, poultry, beef, fish, lentils, sunflower seeds, and oats. Making sure you're eating enough high-quality protein is foundational for maintaining glutathione production naturally. Garlic and onions are also worth mentioning. They contain sulfur compounds that support glutathione synthesis and are easy to incorporate into everyday cooking. Step 3. Reduce the liver's unnecessary burden. This is not about dramatic lifestyle overhauls. It's about small, consistent choices. If you're taking over-the-counter pain relievers regularly, particularly acetaminophen, it's worth discussing alternatives with your doctor, because acetaminophen is one of the most significant consumers of liver glutathione. Minimizing unnecessary alcohol, even if your consumption is modest, gives your liver more reserve capacity to handle everything else it needs to process. Step 4. Support your mitochondria with complementary nutrients. NAC works best when other key nutrients are also present. Alpha-lipoic acid is another antioxidant that works closely with glutathione and can help recycle it. Vitamin C supports glutathione regeneration. B vitamins, particularly B6, B9, and B12, are essential for the methylation processes that keep detox pathways running efficiently. Many people over 50 are low in one or more of these. Step 5. Get your liver enzymes checked regularly. If you haven't had liver function included in your recent blood work, ask your doctor to add it. ALT, AST, and GGT are simple markers that give you an early picture of liver stress before symptoms become obvious. Knowing your baseline is the first step to managing it. Let's bring this all together. After 50, your liver is working harder than ever, processing more medications, more environmental toxins, and the accumulated burden of decades of daily living. At the same time, your body's natural production of glutathione, the master antioxidant your liver depends on, has declined by as much as half. The result is a quiet form of liver stress that shows up not as dramatic pain or obvious illness, but as persistent fatigue, brain fog, digestive discomfort, skin changes, and a sense that your body just doesn't bounce back the way it used to. NAC works by giving your body exactly what it needs to manufacture more glutathione, directly inside the cells where the liver needs it most. It's one of the most studied, most well-supported supplements available, and it has a track record in clinical medicine that goes back decades. This isn't about treating disease. It's about giving your body the tools it needs to do what it's already trying to do: protect itself, repair itself, and keep you functioning at the best level possible for the years ahead. And understanding this connection between NAC, glutathione, and liver health may be one of the most important things you can do for your long-term well-being after 50. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been told your liver enzymes were slightly elevated? Do you notice that alcohol or medications affect you differently than they used to? Or have you already tried NAC and noticed a difference in how you feel? Leave a comment below. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. If this video gave you something useful, please give it a like. It helps more people over 50 find this information when they need it most. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do, because we cover these kinds of hidden connections between nutrients and aging health every week. There's a lot more coming that I think you'll find genuinely valuable. Thank you for watching. Take care of your liver. It's taking care of you.